Hi everyone, welcome to our final week of the semester. It's hard to believe it, but we have made it here. So this week is the final week of classes, technically our last class, and finals beginning. And so what I would like to do for a few minutes is explain to you what your final will be. It is not going to be a test in the traditional sense of a test. It is a final project that you will be working on to try to bring together some of your knowledge and information about what you have learned throughout the course of this semester. So this is listed actually in the week 16 folder, this week's folder. It's the only thing in there. It's called Final Project. You are going to be creating an infographic, and I don't know if you've seen them, but I know you've seen them. If you've ever created one or are aware of them, you see them on bulletin boards everywhere, in public areas, in community centers, in schools. They look like a poster, but the idea behind an infographic is supposed to be able to use data visualization, and you're supposed to be able to kind of look at some of the graphics on there, pictures, data, charts, whatever it might be that you decide to use, and it's supposed to convey a message to you. With an infographic, you're not writing, it's not a slideshow, it's not an essay. You don't want a lot of words on it. You want something that will, if you were to put it up in your local hallway at a school or a town hall or something, you want people to walk by it and it grabs their attention. And so it's something that you are looking to create, that you will be creating. It's like a poster. I have given you a link to a site that has templates, but you certainly don't have to use that. I'll get to that in a minute. But you are going to be creating this visualization, this poster that depicts you have a couple choices. So I want you to do something that illustrates the principles of the juvenile justice system, the process, and we've talked about the process throughout the semester with, whatever active delinquency or crime, the intake, the court system, the sentencing, adjudication, the corrections piece of it. Or you are going to be, thinking about the goals of the juvenile justice system, which have to do with, was talked about in this last chapter last week, thinking about things like rehabilitation, retribution, punishment, incarceration, restoration, all of the different goals, and one of the homeworks you decided was the most important one. So I want you to decide one of those things that you are going to depict on a poster, thinking about how you would want to represent this. If someone was walking by, what the goals of the juvenile justice system would be, how you could illustrate that. Some words are okay, some data are, pieces of data are okay, or graphs or charts, whatever you want to put, but make sure it's clear. So this grade will be based on a couple different things. I did put a rubric online that has to do with the design, the content, good sources, the data visualization, if it's clear, if you use font that can be read clearly, if the graphics kind of match what your point is. So I want you to envision what this poster, this infographic might be, and how you would want to present it. So when you submit this to me, you're going to submit it through the assignment listed in this week's folder, and you are going to upload your template, your infographic, if you will. So I put a link under this site to Canva. Maybe some of you have used Canva before to design different graphics or pictures, things like that. You do not have to use Canva. There are many templates. You can Google infographic online and you will see so many different images that will pop up that might give you a sense of what colors you might want to use or what format you want to use. You don't have to use any of those. You can do your own. But just some ideas. The link I put to, again, goes to Canva, and they have templates you can look at and utilize there too. But you do not have to do that. You could create this from scratch on your own. So I also want you to remember something where less is more. You don't need to give me all the information, but you need to be presenting some information. Sometimes infographics will actually have a QR code on the bottom where people can, click on that or take a picture of that, and it'll lead them to a different website. That's something you could do too. But infographics are trying to grab your attention, and you give out a little bit of information. And then, people might want to learn more. Maybe there's a site or a QR code or something that is linked to it. So at the end of this infographic, I want you to include a list of works cited. So like a separate page, that would be your citation page. So I know where your information came from, things like that. I think that is all for this. Please let me know if you have any questions. This is actually due next Monday. So you have a week to do this right now, Monday at 6 p.m. I will not accept any late submissions for this. We're in a very tight time period at the end of the semester, trying to get everything graded and final grades in. So very tight. You are welcome to turn it in at any point prior to then. But that is my last deadline for people. So not later than that on next Monday night. Again, if you have any questions, please send me an email. You know where to find me. Or any questions about anything else this semester, please let me know. It has been a pleasure working with you, even though I've only really seen you guys through email. I hope you have a successful completion to your semester and your time at Mass Bay for some of you, and have a great summer. Maybe some of you I'll get to work with again. Take care.